Hi everyone, hope everyone is doing fine today. So today I have another watch comparison, and this time I'm comparing two similar watches. The Seiko 5 with the Arabic dial and the Orient Tristar with the Arabic dial. So let's start first with the Seiko, as it is the oldest from them. So if we look at the history of Seiko 5, so Seiko 5 was actually released in the 1963, and it was the first Japanese automatic watch that had a day watch. So it has the day and the date at the same time. So the 5 and the Seiko 5, I found two parts on the literature on 5. One that is the automatic movement, the day-date display, so that's number 2 at the 3 o'clock, and water resistance, that's the third one. Fourth and fifth, I found two different versions. One on the Seiko website after the 50th anniversary, where they said recessed crown and the durable case and bracelet, while on the other hand, their other website or another article I found, they mentioned the Diaflex mainspring and the Diashock system. So that's the 5 attributes of Seiko 5. And the movements, this one has, they range from 7S25 to 7S36. So that's the range, automatic movements. It's Hanon hack, 17 to 25 joules, depending on the complication that you get in your Seiko 5. I have a Seiko 5 from the 70s, which is pretty cool. It has an inner bezel that has a perpetual calendar, you can say, because you have the day and date, and then you can fix the day of the month on the outer bezel, and it's called the model was called perpetual calendar. Yeah, and for under 500 euros you can't go wrong with Seiko 5. You can find vintage one as low as 30 even on eBay. So that's a little bit about this the Seiko 5. But if we want to talk about this model, the SNKP21J1, that's the reference model with the Arabic dial, the Seiko 5, 50 meters, 21 joule, and it runs on 21,600 vibration per hour. That's the 7S26, that's the movement. And it's around plus minus 30 per day. We'll be showing you also on the Timegrapher. We'll be setting it up, leaving it for 5 minutes or a couple of minutes maybe to adjust, and then putting it back on the other one to see how they will match in the same position. So the dimensions of the watch is 42 millimeters, 51.5 lug to lug, 22 lug width, and 11.5, sorry, my hands are smudging, 11.5 height. So it's 50 meters, like I said, and it has loom on the hands and indices. I'll show you that. Here you can see. The loom is nothing that great, but still it's good. By the way, I'm wearing my Tudor. Nova, take it off and put this here. So I have, just a reference, 16.7 centimeter wrist, so medium size. And this watch, I tried the bracelet is a throwaway bracelet. Everybody knows that, right? Just when you buy it, be sure to buy a strap with it. I think canvas is really nice on it because of the size, because it contours nicely with the wrist. So as you can see, it contours nicely on both sides, and it's not too big on my wrist, as you can see. So it's just right. The size is really nice, a bit big, but I really like this size. So I won't tell you what I didn't like and what I liked about both watches until I present both watches to you. So let me present the next one. Let me first give you a look on it. So the Orient. So if we want to talk about Orient as or Orient Tristar as a brand from Orient. They were in the 70s. They produced in the 70s, and the three qualities of these three stars should be quality, design, and price. And Orient created this watch to try to beat the cheap quartz watches and the Seiko 5. And the whole idea about these watches is that it requires little to no maintenance. So long life with heavy duty watches. So that's the whole idea. And it's supposed to be like the affordable alternative to Seiko 5s. And of course, Orient has an in-house movement. It has no case back, but you can see the stuff printed. Epson, the mother company of Orient, stainless steel. You can see the reference number. You can see that it's 50 meters water resistance and it's made in Japan. You can see the sticker from Orient. So going to this reference number, so the SAB0D005S8, Arabic numerals with day date. So the day is normal numerals and the date is the Arabic one. Sorry, the day is the Arabic one and the date is the English one, sorry. And it runs same 21,600 vibration per hour. The caliber inside is called F4902, has 40 hours of power reserve, and is around, also rated around plus minus 30. So these two watches actually, I wrote these papers and I put them around a month now on the winder, and had a regular checks on the Timegrapher. But this is for another video, but now I would even show you on the Timegrapher how they would perform. But this one is 39 millimeters, 46 lug to lug, 20 lug width, 11.2 thickness, same non-hacking, non-winding, quick set date day, 50 meters, and like I said, bracelet throwaway like a Seiko. I got this actually, this red strap for my Explorer 2, the one with the red GMT arrow, and it didn't look so nice. But on this one, to be honest, it looks like Orient should produce it with this kind of straps, because it looks really nice. And you can see this, it's unbranded, German company that produces literally like one-to-one copies of these stuff, but unbranded, but with really high quality, better than the stuff that you can get, the Chinese stuff, that the cheap ones. Like this one costs around 49 euros, so a bit more than the other ones, let's say. Yeah, even in this instance, the strap costs is the same as the watch, because the strap was 100 euros and this is around 50, and the watch was 150 as well. So let's, if I talked about price, let's talk about price. Was around the same price. Performance, around the same performance. Dial, I like the Orient dial more because it has a bit of glare to it. You can see it plays with the light, while here it's just like matte black. I like the glow of the Orient more because it glows more at night. This would be apparent more at night, but right now we have sunlight, so you won't be able to see it. The other thing is this Orient is just perfect on the wrist. I can show you both next to each other on my wrist. Put this here and put this one next to it because the strap is big enough. Oop, I think I made some scratches, but it's okay. So as you can see, the size difference is apparent because of the lug to lug width. The Orient one looks like the classic Seiko lug width for the Alpinist and all these really nice wearable watches. But on the other hand, this one looks like a pilot's watch. Is a bit has a bit heft to it. So let's first start what I liked about the Seiko. Like I said, if I had to rate them both, I would take definitely the Orient over the Seiko because of the, yeah, I like the color, and the font is nice as well. You can see that there is a difference in the font. You can see here how the 2 in the 12 is written and the 2 here is written. Same here with the 2. And you can see this also. Yeah, these are the 2 differences that you can see. Whereas here the letters are a little bit thick. Here are slim and they look more elegant because the dial then looks a bit bigger. And maybe also because a lot this inner bezel. Because I think the watches, both watches from the inside are actually, the Orient might be bigger on the inside the dial, but just a second, because of the inner bezel, the fixed bezel, it looks a bit bigger because it has like 3 layers to its 3 levels, as you can see. So yeah, what I didn't like about the Seiko, it was sometimes a little bit loud, and you can hear the rotor in the Orient always, as well as these, but that's a rattle you should expect from something in that price range. The dial is just the unique thing about these watches, and yeah, I got actually asked for one of the people who watch our channel. Shout out to Ryan, if you're watching. He asked me about compare these 2, so here you go. So if you ask me and you tell me if you have to give one watch away and you have to leave one watch with you, which will you leave? I would leave the Orient, because I don't have another Orient in my collection, and I think it wears just better on my wrist, especially with the strap. The strap sometimes makes the watch as well. This just looks amazing. And yeah, the Seiko is just really nice. But what is a bit yeah, a downturn for both watches is the 50 meters water resistance, and that it both no screw down crown. The crown here is really small, so you have to work for it, and you feel like it's very fragile. Here it's big, it's easy to work, and yeah, see-through caseback is always a plus. So even here they have a steel caseback. It's still 50 meters, so why didn't you make it at least so I can look at, even if the movement doesn't look nice, this one doesn't look nice, but at least they've tried. So my verdict is, like I said, I would choose the Orient over the Seiko, but yeah, that's my choice, but I got them both at the end. So if you have any questions about these watches or any other watches, please leave them down below in the comments. And now is an invitation to like and subscribe the video, and subscribe my channel, like the video, and yeah, hopefully see you in the next one. Have a great one. Bye. So if you think the video has ended, yeah, sorry to disappoint you. I just forgot to put the Timegrapher of both watches, so I thought I'd just put it on the end of the video. So I've been leaving this watch now since maybe 11 minutes on the Timegrapher, and as you can see, it's going +9, +10, +2, +10, but you can see the amplitude is low, but the rate is going down. Really working well, I could say. And yeah, I have to say, impressed with but I'm not impressed with the speed error, 1.5 milliseconds. That's pretty high. I don't get this even in vintage watches, to be honest. So that's a bit disappointing. Yeah, but yeah, what can we do? +15, that's, I think, that a more realistic number that we have. So like I said, it's just going +5, +10, +11, +15. But until now, I didn't see anything more than that. So I can stop this one, restart it. Yeah, let's take this one out. Sorry about the noises. And yeah, so it's now, we'll leave it for a couple of minutes. This box, so you'll be able to see. Yep. And let's pause it here and come back. So after 10 minutes, as you can see, very stable, plus 21, plus 23, plus 28, very low beat error, high amplitude. So that is the difference between the Seiko and the Orient. The Orient has a stable movement with a variation of 21 seconds, higher amplitude, lower beat rate. The Seiko has a lower error rate, lower amplitude, and a higher beat rate. So that's the differences. Hope I illuminated something for you. And yeah, thanks again. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.